What makes for a good trend? When can we actually rely on a trend and actually make bets on that trend and make a profit from that trend? Well, in my opinion, there are two key elements here. One, of course, is that we need the data, we need the statistics to be able to back up that trend, and we need to see it be consistent over the years. That's the first thing. But the second thing is we want to make sure we can explain the trend and it makes actual sense. I would never say that all the teams that wear an orange jersey on a full moon to cover the spread. That would make no sense whatsoever. But I will say that divisional underdogs in week one tend to cover the spread. That makes a lot of sense because teams that are in the same division usually come out firing in week one because they know that when they win their division, they go to the playoffs. So there are good reasons why to follow the trends. We want these trends to have the data. We want them to have a lot of data, not a smaller sample size. And we want to be able to explain it. What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you two trends that are very strong for week two. And I'm real excited about this because the first trend is a trend that was discovered by one of my long-term subscribers. I am very happy about that. It's very exciting. And I really appreciate that. Let's get to this first trend. Week two, trend number one. Now, my subscriber mentioned this from 2018 to 2023. I went back a couple more years. And this is it. Road underdogs in week two, getting between 3 and 6.5 points cover the spread at a rate of 72.9%. That is very high. Like I said before, we want to get over that 55% threshold. Now, I have a couple of reasons why this makes sense here. Of course, they're an underdog. They're on the road. That's one thing. But also in week two, you see a lot of trends that are basically an overreaction to what happened in week one. So these are teams that might have lost in week one, but a team is never as bad as they are maybe in the first week. And likewise, they're probably not as good as they showed up in the first week. So these are teams that might be undervalued by the sports books and maybe by the public. There's a key number there, 3, right? That is one of the biggest numbers in betting the spreads. And of course, the next one is 7. So in that corridor, in that range between 3 and 6.5, we see these road underdogs covering the spread at 72.9% since 2016. That's amazing. And again, thank you very much to my long-term subscriber for actually showing me this trend. I really appreciate it. In week two, we have these 5 games. The Saints at the Cowboys. The Saints are getting 6.5 points. The Browns at the Jaguars are at 3.5, so that fits this trend. There, I got that at minus 110 as well. The Bengals at the Chiefs plus 6. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of talk about the Bengals this week, especially going up against the Chiefs and what happened against the Patriots. Maybe it seems like that spread should be even bigger. I don't know. But again, the Bengals, they've been doing this for the last couple of years where they lay an egg in week one. They've lost 3 years in a row now and then get back and get stronger later on. But the Bengals plus 6 points, minus 115 juice. And the Bears at the Texans. And the Bears just won. They just beat the Titans. But if you watch that game, you can tell they beat them on a block punt return, and then they beat them on a pick 6. So it's not the Bears' offense that's doing the damage. It's their special teams and their defense. So anyways, that'll be an interesting one as well to follow. Bears plus 6.5, minus 105. And then we have the Falcons at the Eagles plus 6.5. Those are pretty healthy spreads. They're not quite a touchdown, but they're over that 6-point spread as well, which is also very common. So 6.5, getting that hook is great. Those are 5 best bets on the spread. Another week 2 trend I'm going to bet on, games in weeks 1 through 4 with totals in these 3 numbers, 46.5, 47, 47.5, go under at a rate of 62.8%. And this goes back to 2019. And the reason behind this one, when you look at the most common scores, the 3-pointer, of course, and then the 7 points, and you look at the different combinations, then 47 is a very key number when it comes to totals. And when you look at games where the sportsbook put the line close to that 47, typically that needs an extra score, like a touchdown or a field goal. And if that extra score doesn't happen, then they're going to go under this total by 3 to 7 points. Here are the 2 games that fit this trend. The Bears at the Texans again, under 46.5. And the Falcons at the Eagles under 47.5. Both of these games appeared in my spread best bets. I don't like to bundle up on the same game very much. However, I think these bets are different enough and these trends are strong enough to warrant betting both the spread and the total here. And again, if the Texans protect the ball and don't make any foolish special teams plays, then I don't think the Bears are going to score as many points. But hopefully they'll cover the spread. My final trend here, week 2 trend from the last 3 years only. Home teams favored by 5.5 points or more win at a rate of 76.9%. Now, I mentioned this in my in week 1 videos, and this actually worked out where the Seahawks and the Bills, I parlayed them together, and this particular trend, this money line parlay worked out. We have similar two games here. I'm really betting a lot on the Bears at the Texans, I guess. But the Chiefs are at minus 260 on the money line. When I bet this in the last 24 hours. And the Bears at the Texans are minus 270. Together, I got parlay odds at minus 112. But my trend odds with a 76.9% tell me this is a much better odds of actually happening. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win and the Texans to win, put those together in the money line parlay. I hope you like this video. I hope you like these trends. And as always, use this information to maybe put together with other information you might have to inform your bets. That's fine. I personally believe that if you want to follow a trend, you need to be all in. There's no sense in just betting a couple of these and those two not working out, but the other ones do work out. Good luck on your week 2 bets. Let's go.